Welcome back, everyone, to the Roman Show, and we're excited to get things going here this year, 2021. And it's a true honor to have Mr. Ian Kean of the Bloody Hells, all the way from Canada, who have released their latest single, Nobody Cares About America Anymore. And it is quite fitting for what the United States, how the world is going on with the pandemic and taking over our capital and so forth. But either way, Ian, thanks so much for your time. And I understand you guys wrote this song last year in June. But everything pretty much the song says is appropriate to what we're currently seeing right now as of now.
Yeah, we first wrote the song. The concept for the song first came in 2017 when I was working in a bar that always had the news on. So 12 times a day I would have the same conversation about how, the States is it's heading in the wrong direction and everyone's, expressing their displeasure for Donald Trump. And so eventually I found myself always trying to steer the conversation away from negativity about the States. So I kind of eventually would say, nobody cares. And then the song kind of was born of that. But then as we demoed it and recorded it and stuff, it came to be more about how it seems like the leaders of America don't really care about the citizens of America. So the video we released tries to represent that more than not caring about what's happening in the States. It's more that the leaders don't seem to care about the citizens anymore, which is a shame. We're from Canada, so we kind of watch it from afar. But man, we feel for you guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, you guys are a lot more peaceful than what we're going through right now, but it definitely was fitting. The video too is available, and of course the song is available on your favorite streaming service, whatever you choose. So you guys worked through this in June. Let's see, this whole pandemic thing really got hot back in March. But you said you started writing it.
We recorded it in June. But our original recording session was booked for March, and then because of the pandemic was delayed a whole bunch until June. Where we're from in Halifax, Nova Scotia, we're lucky because the pandemic has been very, very light on our end. We don't have many cases. There's not a lot of restrictions that you're seeing even in other places in Canada. And it's probably because we don't have a big population and we're very spread out to begin with. So I think there's only 20 cases in the whole province right now. And restrictions are pretty low. Restaurants are all open and stuff like that. So so we're lucky up here for sure. But originally the song was written in 2019. And it was just recorded in June.
So there was no issues there. You producing the stuff together, and then with the video as well.
And with the video, I worked with an animator from Mexico. So we kind of got the both sides of the North American viewing what was happening in the States right now.
So a lot of virtual communication there to get this stuff together with the artist from Mexico and so forth. His name is Necro Bunny, no?
Yeah, that's what he goes by. I actually don't know his real name because we just talked through Instagram.
So wait, so you just found him on Instagram and started talking to put this thing together?
I found him through an Instagram page I follow called Lifeform, and they just repost various art and artistic things, anything from stop motion to animation to paintings and drawings and photographs, all kinds of stuff. So I saw an animation that he did, just in his spare time, and I really, really liked the style. It reminded me of an old video game or something. So I reached out to him and with the song and said, we have a budget and we're looking to have a video made, and if you're interested, we'd like to talk more. And he loved the song, he loved the idea, and we all agreed to work together, and we decided to go, instead of just attacking, anyone can say, fuck Trump or whatever. And,
Right.
regardless about how you feel about that, we thought it was the low-hanging fruit. So we tried to be more encompassing than just, screw this guy or screw that guy kind of thing, right? So we tried not to be too, take a stance on either side, because neither of us are from the States, so we don't really have a dog in the fight kind of thing, right? So
Yeah, and I really noticed that in the video, you definitely show all sides, not just one particular side, and it's not biased, for that to say the least. I think a lot of the press should take some of your advice. But one thing I noticed here that really caught my attention is you really throw in there a lot of American pop culture. I saw like Lex Luger, a wrestler from WWE, then WWF, who they were trying to build up to be this whole American guy. You got some of the Captain America. You got Butterbean. How were you able to pick and choose these things, and why did you think that it was appropriate?
Well, I mean, again, growing up in Canada, one of the first lines in the song is, "We all want to be like the stars on TV." So growing up, it was always, in all the movies and all the media we consumed, America was always the good guy, the hero, the triumphant one, right? So we all grew up kind of, wanting to be the Lex Lugers or the, you know what I mean? Like, to be the hero in the story or whatever. And then kind of as you get older, you realize that that's all manufactured kind of thing, right? So yeah, I spent a long time searching through old movies and finding clips that I thought were a celebration of American culture, but I put them in a context that is questioning that celebration. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just a long time looking through movies, YouTube clips, all that kind of stuff. So.
And that's a lot of work. I mean, how much time did you dedicate to? There's a lot of clips, a lot of things that you have to pick and choose.
Yeah, I worked on it for a long time. I am a video editor and a camera person. I have a degree in film, so I'm used to working on stuff like this at length. And I don't know the exact amount of hours that I put into it, but it was a lot. But we're very happy with the outcome, and there was a point over the summer with all the, Black Lives Matter protests and Antifa and everything that was happening, that there was a point over the summer where we almost pulled the plug on the whole thing.
Because
some of the members of the band were concerned about backlash and thought that it wouldn't be the right move, as an underground band, for us to try to make a big political statement, and for a while I kind of agreed with that, and almost pulled the plug on the whole thing. But I think we felt that the merits of the song might resonate with a lot of people, so we decided to go forward with it. And almost honestly, quite surprisingly, we've had very little backlash over it, other than a negative comment here or there. But because, again, it's not so much a fuck America song. It's more like, nobody cares, but we really should kind of thing. Yeah.
And looking at the video, the music, punk rock is just so appropriate right now. Because it's known to be like this rebel type of music and lyrically. And, they talk about the rock is dead and all of that stuff. But, indie bands, just like you and all these underground bands, in my opinion, it's an opportunity for you to shine, because you guys are able to say what you want to say and not be held down by the mainstream, bands, that you're limited to what you can say or what you can not put out.
Yeah. So that was kind of, the determining factor about it, was that, maybe we should, good art is about taking chances and is about being, especially punk rock, is about being a little bit confrontational and provoking thought and reactions from people. So, they say rock is dead, but we're the bloated, rotting corpse, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's you guys keep it on. You lyrically, you keep that opportunity for you to really say what's going on and not be afraid of it. Not like if you were to go to your radio and listen to or whatever, maybe your mainstream pop stuff, they got to keep it cookie cutter. But hell, we've had some of the greatest musics come from indie bands. And unfortunately, some of them have never heard of it, but they're able to speak with what's going on there. Now, is this a taste, though, that you guys are working on a full album? Since your last album was about 2 years ago, a self-titled album. Are you guys working on a complete album right now?
Yeah. So that was just the first of the new tracks we're going to release. We're going to put out another one right now. I'm working on another video with a stop-motion animator that we worked on a video on our last album, which was nominated for some awards. So we're currently in the process of working on our next release, which hopefully will be ready for Valentine's Day. It's kind of a, lover's lament punk rock song, I guess. So hopefully we'll have that back out, and then more to follow after that. We've got a couple more in the chamber, and we're currently in the studio, pre-production, all of that. So we're working hard. It's tough with the pandemic and everything because restrictions get imposed and then get lifted, and then you have small windows to try to get things done. But again, we're pretty lucky here. So the studios are back open here after being closed down for a couple months. We'll hopefully have a full length out by the end of the year or early 2022. We've got a couple in the chamber now, and we'll keep releasing singles for the time being because, let's be honest, that's kind of where the industry is headed anyway. The album model is kind of getting a little outdated.
Yeah.
So singles are more of the, instead of putting out an album once every 3 years, we can put out a single once every 3 months and still put out 10 songs kind of thing, right? So.
And do you see that it helps more of a band that way, because it's almost like you keep the fire going, and instead of putting out an album and then people say, oh well, not the entire album is good, I have a couple of songs that I like, I'll listen to those.
Yeah.
But with you putting out a single every 3 weeks or every month or whatever it may be, it kind of fuels it, and it allows you to also invest more time into that particular single, so it could be really, really good.
Exactly, and it keeps the momentum going. And the way that the industry has worked forever is every 2 years put out an album and then tour for a year on that album, and hopefully release a single or two in the time. But touring is completely off the table at this time. So the game plan right now is to just keep releasing singles until once we have the full album complete. We'll probably do a pressing of vinyl and cassettes, since touring is off the table, putting out a full album at the same time it's not really I don't know, it doesn't seem like the smartest strategy to us at the moment until we could tour on it and try to sell it, right? Try to sell the physical copies. So for now, it's the plan for now is to just keep releasing singles, and then we'll kind of play it by ear and see what happens in the future and whether or not we can hit the road. And it's all up in the air right now, man, which is crazy to think about, but that's the situation we're in.
Now, have you guys considering any of these virtual tours or virtual concerts, or are you guys just going to wait it down until you're able to hit the stage and in person perform?
Well, we are going to be doing some live in our jam space stuff to release here in the coming weeks, just because we can't play live, but we want to still do some kind of live something. So we're in the planning phases right now of doing like not necessarily a live stream, but having like a camera crew come down and film us live, and then release each one of those videos, kind of just to keep the social medias active and keep putting out content while we're working away at the new album. So the plan is in early February, is to record a live set in our jam space, and release the songs from that, gradually over the coming months. So until we can play live again, that's kind of the solution to scratching the live music itch.
We have to be patient, Ian. That's all we can do. But in the meantime, we appreciate brand new music, good music like you guys are putting out there. The Bloody Hells, Nobody Cares About America Anymore is out right now, the single, and then we can anticipate that new album in the new year. Ian, thanks so much for your time, man. Anything else you want to add?
I appreciate it so much, man. I hope everyone stays safe, and hopefully we'll all get to enjoy live music again sooner rather than later.
I think so. We need that. I think that if we were to have live music, I don't think we'll have too much chaos on the street. That's just my opinion, because we could release it out in the mosh pit. But hey, that's just me thinking, wishfully.
Okay. I like that. I like your thinking, buddy.
All right, yo. Thanks so much, man, and stay safe.